Konnichiwa, y'all, and welcome to the 10 at 10 for June 18th of 2024. Got a great lineup here for you today. Rolled in here with Corbin. What's up, Corbin?
What's up, guys? If you guys are ready for some awesome trees, maybe a couple Mr. Maple introductions, this is the 10 at 10 for y'all.
There's some new ones never before seen hitting today. Let's get into it with a Mr. Maple classic. First of all, table, we got some mediumly high grafted. These are about 7 to 8 inches up. Dragon Master.
Guys, an amazing yellow pendulous tree for the garden. I mean, this one comes out just a bright yellow in the springtime, giving you some amazing weeping habit. This is one that you can play around with a lot in the garden, kind of shape it however you want to.
I don't have a yellow dance. I got a yellow thumbs up. We don't have Tim here today, so we'll let him do the dancing. I absolutely love Dragon Master. This is my favorite yellow weeping Ryusei style. This one is incredibly pendulous with big foliage, reminiscent of Orange Dream. So think of this one a little bit more Orange Dream. Great pendulous nature to them. Great sizes on these today, guys. Great looking plants. Grab you a 1 gallon. Again, these are grafted about 8 inches up, so not really high, not really low, kind of right in the middle. Gives them a great starting point. You can let these weep down in a hanging basket or put them in a container. I like to stake Dragon Master up to about 5 to 6 feet, let it weep down from there. Great orange fall color. Going to work zones 5 through 9. Do give it some afternoon shade, especially in your hotter zones. One of my all-time favorite color patterns, one of my all-time favorite Mr. Maple intros. Grab you a Dragon Master.
Yeah, man. Great to have in your dragon garden.
Oh, you got to have your dragon garden. Got to have your dragon garden.
All right, what do we got up next?
Oh, something old, something new. Guys, we're dropping the hot chicken for you today.
Guys, it is hot. That summer heat's kicking up.
I'm sweating already. It ain't the Nashville hot chicken. It's the greenhouse.
But guys, hot chicken, an amazing brand new introduction. First time dropping today. An Acer oliveranum with almost sessilifolium type foliage. Awesome tree.
Yeah, you'll see this time of the year the foliage is a little more regular. The older growth, a little bit more Hagoromo style. So that's perfectly typical. Guys, I love this one. It's the newest one in that Heat Seeker series. First time dropping here today. They will sell out fairly quickly today. We do have a decent set. They will not last long at all. This one was actually collected from seed at World Maple Park by Tim and I. We were visiting Masayoshi Yano, and he said, guys, you can take some seed off this Acer oliveranum. These would be sister seedlings, essentially, to Hot Sauce and Hot Tamale, which were both collected from that same tree there in World Maple Park. Now, Yano-san himself had a sessilifolium style Acer oliveranum, and I'm glad he showed it to us because it let us know what was possible here. And so this tree is the first of its kind here in America, for sure. That elongated foliage is really cool. Kind of look like chicken wings. So we threw that hot chicken on it, just kind of a goofy name. Keeping with that Heat Seekers hot theme. This is going to be an Acer oliveranum X palmatum, so it's going to be incredibly heat tolerant for you guys in the deep south, high heat regions. Comes out with more of an orangey. You know, it's got a little bit of that sauce on it in the spring, right? Goes to a bright red in the fall as well.
Yeah, man, I love how kind of that green is very dark, especially for something in that kind of sessilifolium type family. I mean, this is definitely one that if you're in Texas, you're gonna have to check out. I mean, sessilifoliums are some of the coolest trees around, and to have one that just eats that sunlight up, chews it up, spits it out, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
We're really keen on this one. I love the textures it brings to the garden. Guys, you've been waiting for this one for a minute. Grab you a hot chicken today. Don't wait. They will sell out quickly. We will be offering it again for sure.
Yeah, not one you want to miss.
All right, what do we got up next, Corbin?
Guys, Acer palmatum Taroyama. I mean, pretty awesome.
I love this plant. I first saw this one. We're talking a lot about Yano lately. We recently did a podcast on him. I first saw this in Yano's book for maples. I love this one. I throw it in the Makawa family. It's a little more vigorous than Makawa, but you can get some crazy pink hues on this one early spring. Some interesting kind of blushing colors going on. It does fade to a green. It's a little more vigorous than Makawa. Kind of a little bit more like Makawa, like Siun Kaku and that kind of growth rate of it. I love what it does though. Gets out there a little bit faster, but then it kind of tightens up also. And then great orangey red fall color. I've had it be really bold red as well.
Right. I love just the darkness and the richness of the green foliage that this one provides as kind of those summer months go through. Really amazing. Also, Yano, kind of pretty cool because I feel like it kind of has a similar story to me, you know, kind of started off with photography and that sort of stuff and then kind of moved into maple.
So.
I wouldn't say that, but definitely something to look forward to. I mean, putting out some amazing trees in the trade, and Toroyama is definitely one I enjoy a lot. I love just the richness and color that it provides and the contrast it could have with some reds or even some yellows like that Dragon Master.
Yeah. I love this. I love the new growth too. You can kind of get some shrimp pink new growth over this in the spring. Great in the container. Again, it's going to work zones 5 through 9, very heat tolerant. Typically in that more 6 foot to 7 foot in a 10-year span, so a little more elevated growth than Makawa, but great density going on there as well. Put it in a big pot or container, you're going to love Toroyama.
For sure. All right, what do we got here? Ramona, man.
Another classic, guys. We released this one for the first time last year. It's a new one, but I love Ramona. Great colors to it. Really nice yellow in the early spring with pink interest, but I kind of like it the most midsummer. I mean, midsummer is really when it's been catching my attention.
Yeah, I know this is one that catches a lot of people's eye during that time period. You get the nice like little shrimp pinks over top of that nice green color. Very, puts on very tight like habits on the leaves and that sort of thing. And one that it's hard to keep here at MrMaple.
They sell out quickly. It's got a lot of what I like about Orange Dream with a different style leaf. It's not uncommon late summer for this one to be very yellow with a ton of shrimp pink new growth going on over top of it, kind of giving it a bouquet type effect. It's one I'd love to see paired in a garden with something like Kawahara Rose. I mean, it's very complementary that color-wise. Even something like Kristen Star, which we've had recently, that'd be a really fun addition with this one. I think you're going to love Ramona. The color, the leaf, the texture, really just keeps bringing it all season. Yeah,
the serrated edges on those leaves definitely provides a lot of different kind of texture in the landscape. Uh-oh, here we go.
Another all-time classic back on the table, guys. Let's drop out Acer Palmatum Hogyoku.
Oh yeah, this one is definitely interesting. I know first time I looked this up, got a couple anime references, but this one's definitely an amazing fall time color one.
Oh, you kids, man. Kids in your anime.
Hey man, that was my first introduction to Japan. Samurais, a little bit of anime, and now we got Japanese maples, man.
I love Hogyoku. This one has incredible fall color. Makes a perfect pairing with Osakazuki. You can put them out there. They'll look very similar all season. The main difference being in the fall, Osakazuki is going to hit that brilliant bright red. Hogyoku is going to hit a crazy neon orange. So you get these consistent different fall colors from trees that are going to look essentially very similar all season. Now, we recently had Green Star on there. That's one of my favorites to pair with these two, to have a yellow in there as well with a similar texture.
Yeah, getting those three kind of OG fall colors right there, getting that whole spectrum and stuff that provides just like the brightest of the brights for that fall time color. I mean, I love the orange on this. It's kind of just amazing, magnificent out there in the garden.
Kids, get off my lawn. Quit looking at my trees.
Uh-oh, man.
All right, another MrMaple classic coming back at you. Literally, it's all over the place. These things are going crazy. It's kind of a gangly thing. They do tend to fill out very irregularly, but I think that adds to the lantern effect, guys. We're bringing back Japanese lanterns.
Oh man, this one is definitely one that sticks out in the greenhouse. Almost kind of like Kuranajishi foliage with that cupping, but you kind of get that weeping kind of pendulous habit. And then amazing fall color.
Yeah, they're definitely semi-pendulous. Like older trees will have a lot of branches that kind of cascade out. Interesting tree, it's an upright. What we named this one is because the foliage gets that cup to it and it looks like little Japanese lanterns. So you get that paper lantern type effect on this. Fall color is great too. You can get some really nice oranges. I've had some really incredible pinks on this as well. So it's kind of like you lit the lantern up in the fall when these little structures get going. Early spring, it's not uncommon for me to be a little bit more out, and then as the summer goes on to get a little bit more of that curled cup growth going on. So don't be afraid if you see a few that aren't fully cupped. They get there. It's really cool. It's really unique. Good grower too, typically at over a foot of growth a year, and a crazy unique leaf style.
Yeah, man, I just love watching those trees slowly kind of curl up as the season goes along. Just gives you something different to look at every time you go check out a tree. And I mean, this one is one that doesn't need to be slept on for that fall time color, especially with the curling habit.
People are finding out about this one. The first few times we listed it, they were like, what is this new thing? It tends to sell out pretty quickly now. I mean, I really like this one. I think it's fun in a container. You can kind of get that aesthetic back on a patio where you have a little taller tree with those lanterns over it. Really a cool plant to add to the landscape. I love it in a pot or in the ground. Very heat tolerant, works zones 5 through 9, can handle a good bit of sun up to zone 8 as well.
Awesome tree, man. What do we got next?
It's like the 10 at 10 of trees Matt named.
Oh, I know, man.
The all Matt 10 at 10. All right, I named this one when my first daughter was being born, Carolina. We've got Pink Princess, y'all.
Guys, an awesome witch's broom that's also variegated. I mean, that's kind of a unicorn right there.
It is a unicorn. It's weird. Another one that took people a minute to understand, because they're like, oh, and then like once they realize how weird that is, this one tends to start selling out for us like crazy. We were at a plant conference and Barry Inger was talking about how there were no variegated brooms because two different mutations that have to occur to get a variegated and a broom. So this is a broom found at Munn's Nursery by Carl Munn on Benny Shishahinga, Mom's favorite tree. So another little reference there from her first grandbaby as well. Cool plant though. It has that Benny Shishahinga like foliage, but is shaped more like Shayna or something like Tiny Tim. So you're gonna get that density, that compact habit going on that you love with witch's brooms. Makes it a little bit more heat tolerant as well. Oddly enough, I get less reversion on this than I do Benny Shishahinga too. So very low reversion rate on Pink Princess as well.
Yeah, if you're feeling lucky, maybe pick one of these up. I love the tiny foliage on this tree. I mean, it really is a great canvas for that crazy kind of variegation that you get from those Benny Shishahinga types. And I mean, just amazing pinks, you know, a little bit of red in certain areas, and an awesome tree to have in the landscape.
Another great one for the container garden. You can get that Benny Shishahinga aesthetic in a small, dense, round canopy, typically 5x5, even in 10 years. So more of a compact dome shape. You know, think of what you like about Shayna. Make it variegated and green. You got it going on here. In the fall, it's quite nice too. Where the green parts are, you get to a bold red with a soft pink red border to it. Absolutely a great tree to be growing. I don't name anything after my daughters unless I love it. So, you know, if Matt named it after one of his daughters or his wife, it's a good plant.
All right. Well, we don't have one named by us, but we got one named by Mr. Buckholz himself.
He's pretty good at naming trees. I guess we'll let him do it.
Guys, we got Acer palmatum, Alarium.
You think you're on Yano's level. I'll go ahead and say I'm on Buckholz's level. I'm just kidding. Love Alarium, guys. You've heard the story. You've probably even watched our blogs that we do. Sean's been doing a great job. Go to the Buckholz channel. Check out his breakdown. We do like an audio book blog of Talon's blogs on his introduction. So if you want to hear more from Talon Buckholz in his own words, writing with Sean reading it, go check that out. Ilarian was a young gentleman working there at his nursery, and he said, hey, go find me something cool. Talon's got tons of seedlings all over the place. And Ilarian came back with this and said, this is one of the most pink-white trees I've ever seen. And Talon named it after him. So great plant. This one with some shade can be one of the most white Japanese maples of them all.
Yeah, I mean, this one is one I point people to kind of, you know, reaching that pinnacle of maybe that Arino Nishiki style variegation. It's one where you're going to get consistently big splotches of white and pink in there, and you keep this thing in the shade, it's just going to be putting on a show in the landscape for you. One of my favorite combos, pink, white, and green on maples, and this one definitely shows out.
Now this Arino Nishiki style can be enhanced by trimming them back slightly in the early spring. Go watch our video on how to do that. We recommend how to prune them to kind of get the best variegation going on. Not something you have to do, but you will get some of your wildest colors doing it that way. It's not uncommon for them to be a little more green late summer than new growth flushes to be really bright white. Again, these don't revert, so it's not a tree you're going to have to worry about losing the variegation, but it can get a little less during the late summer months. Love this one for its bright white coloration, though. Definitely recommend some late day shade on this one to get your best colors. Bold red in the fall where the greens are as well. Soft pink on the rest of the variegation in the fall. Really a showstopper in any season. Grab it in Lauren today, man.
Yeah, seeing these in large sizes is something else, man.
We just did a breakdown on Alarian. If it hadn't aired now, it's coming soon on our channel where we talk about a giant one at the Buckholz farm. How about one more Buckholz intro for the day?
Hey man, the more the merrier for Buckholz introductions. We got Acer Shirasawanum Purple Velvet.
Purple Velvet. Shirasawanums are awesome. We did a full podcast on all the new Shirasawanums. Purple Velvet, probably a Palmatum X Shirasawanum, probably some hybridization going on there. Crazy colors, guys. A lot of people love Joan. This is kind of a newer variation on that in some ways. You get that dark veining. You get some green veining on that darker overall foliage. You get some weird purples. And the reason Tal named this one is it just looks like velvet in the early spring. Like it looks like it has a velveteen touch to it. It's got that kind of velvet suede jacket look going on to it. I love this one. It's kind of funky. I love it in the garden though, and it is again one that tends to sell out pretty quickly when we get it back. A lot of people have been waiting on Purple Velvet. Pairs amazingly with something like Moonrise, something like Bronze Age. If you like those kind of weird, you know, Acer Shiro hybrids, grab you a purple velvet to put out in the garden.
Yeah, I mean, purple Shiro, that's a hard beat. I mean, I love that gigantic kind of full moon leaf, and seeing the blushing happen kind of in this like spring to summer kind of move. It's just amazing. I mean, the dark or the lime green eye with those dark purples, it looks amazing.
You'll be blushing for purple velvet. And we're back. All right, guys, we're bringing out another 10-gallon today. These will go quick. Check out Coral Magic.
An awesome tree in that Corallinum family. Amazing pink colors. I love this one for just that amazing pink that pushes out in the springtime and the summertime.
A lot of people confuse this when they hear the word coral. They start thinking coral bark. Doesn't have a coral bark to it. Coral shrimp pink foliage. Again, another one in that you know, DeSojo, Sindesojo like mold. Grab this one if you love bonsai. There's some giant tins. You can put this one in the ground. Again, it's grafted, but you can create some new content from Coral Magic. Create your own magic going on there in the landscape. These will sell out quickly. There's some great size tins. We've been having great success sending these all over the United States, and I'm really excited about getting these out in our new box. They have a little bit of blushing of summer, so you start to see us a little of that red fade coming over top in the summer, which is pretty common in some sunlight. Absolutely amazing plant, though. Grab your Coral Magic today.
Guys, these are going to go quick, so make sure to check out before you put all that stuff on there. If you don't want to miss out on hot chicken, guys. That is going to be one you're wanting in the garden. It's an awesome 10 at 10. Thanks for checking it out, guys.
If you miss that hot chicken, you're going to be hungry all year. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.